It's getting made. We're back.
Is that how we're coming back?
Yeah. You ever order online from Domino's and use their like theme trackers?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that
the
theme.
rock theme does that.
I don't even know if they still have it or
But
not.
I'm pretty sure that theme is gone.
Maybe. I used to only use the rocker theme.
Oh God, this is gross.
Your order is in the oven and it is hot, hot, hot.
This is 1 second.
The episode's getting made.
Oh wait, no, back, cancel.
What the fuck are you doing?
It's inverted and it's gross.
How did it get inverted?
I don't know. But I'm not buddy. I can't deal with it. Up, down,
We
left,
never touched
right.
that, though.
Dope. I know we didn't. I don't know how the
Dope.
fuck it happened. Alright, what am I doing?
You are convincing the citizens that
Arm the unarmed peasant. You have to go to the barn and get his rifle.
This.
No, not there.
I was trying to give a recap.
It's on this side, so you can just enter from there.
Whatever his name is, Fred Bonaparte. You're trying to convince his citizens that he cares so he can beat
It's on your
Napoleon.
right.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, so. Okay, that's not what it used to be. If I'm using an Xbox controller and the buttons are all kinds of fuckeried up.
What exactly did Napoleon do?
Napoleon was a general. He led his army in France to conquer a lot of areas, and then he fucked up in Russia.
How did he fuck up in Russia?
He invaded Russia in the winter, didn't he?
So a lot of people attribute his loss to the fact that like they weren't properly geared to handle Russia's winter. But that's honestly not what the problem was. The problem was that they if I remember correctly, it was either when Napoleon invaded or when Hitler invaded, but one of them, I can't remember which, made the mistake of invading during Russia's mud season. Russia has a particular time of year where the ground just becomes like horrible, muddy, slushy, frozen like slop, and it's like really hard to actually like navigate, you know, your army and troops through. So basically, Russia just kept like pulling back their forces and causing them to have to keep going further into Russia to chase after them, essentially, and just wore their forces down until they basically just couldn't stand up to them anymore. And that's why Napoleon fucked up in Russia.
Didn't he like get left on an island or something?
I don't know if that's true, but that's you know it's a common thought about Napoleon. I don't know if he actually was left marooned on an island, but
Why was he trying to conquer so many places?
I mean, why does anybody try to conquer
It was
places
like
for power?
That was it. He just wanted to be a conqueror. He was just
Yeah, he just wanted to be a ruler.
because like there was like
You little shit.
there was Alexander the Great that did it,
He did it very well.
but well, I think Napoleon did it well up to that point.
He did up until that point. Like he was pretty successful.
But like I feel like wasn't Alexander trying to like unite an area, or was he, or maybe he wasn't like conquering other people. He was just expanding territory.
Yeah, that was it. Basically, like he was uniting places, but he was uniting places by making them all under his rule.
Got the purse. I'm learning a lot. Keep going.
You know, it's like the same reason that Hitler invaded a bunch of places to extend his reach of power.
Hitler had a lot of other agendas.
He had
though.
agendas, but that was the main goal, is, you know, conquer everybody, and then nobody can stop you because you control everybody. You have to enter from the outside up there.
I just, from the
I
outside.
don't know anything about Napoleon really,
Napoleon.
except that he was a
Do
small
me a
person.
favor and fuck off.
That's actually another misconception. Napoleon honestly wasn't that short. Like, comparatively to the average height of people for the time.
What the fuck?
Like, he was perfectly average height.
What the shit?
But at the time, people were short.
Yeah. I mean, at the
Whoa.
time, everybody was short.
What
but
the hell?
Napoleon wasn't any shorter than everybody else. It's like, you know, how they say that, like, Jesus would technically be like a lot shorter
Yeah.
than what we imagine him being, because it was from a different point in time where
What if-
people didn't grow as tall.
Jesus was just like Kevin Hart's height. He probably was.
He probably was.
I'm going to fucking die. Look at all that shit in the river
Are
I
you
can't
like
get.
progressing or what?
I'm trying.
Sorta, yeah. You want to get up there to where that cobweb is.
Oh, this is not good. It's
Hey,
not
be careful,
good.
you can't get in water.
Run away. That's dumb. I had to take care of those shooters because they were shooting me.
It's getting snipped.
Like every time you see a cobweb, you have to stop and think about
Now, I think the way that I did this, that I found easiest, was hop on your levitation ball, and yeah, there you go. Gotta pull those sweet maneuvers.
Speedrun tactics.
it. Oh,
And you're done.
Speedrun
and
tactics.
you're dead. You are just dead. Aw.
Saved it.
I don't know why I was disappointed.
I know
Oh,
you
you-
wanted him to fail, but don't boo him.
You're a rank 51.
You're a rank 51. Oh, hey.
There
you
are 50 people who are better Psychonauts than you. Right?
No. It's an ascending thing.
Oh, so it's like seed level.
Yes. Maybe.
I don't know, what is seed level like in Final Fantasy 8?
Yes.
Oh. Let's
Why is there
not
no-
talk about Final Fantasy 8.
Let's talk about Final Fantasy 8.
I'd rather not.
Let's.
What a great game.
This is not a great game.
Oh wait. Duh. I have
it was
firepower.
It's actually a
kind of
terrible
my
game.
introduction to Final Fantasy though.
Kind of mine too.
See,
actually.
Final Fantasy 7 was my introduction to Final Fantasy, which is perfect.
Well, they
Because
happened
there's
around
no-
the same time, but you let me borrow 8 first.
Did I just burn down
Yeah,
this
because
whole
I was
thing?
playing 7 and I didn't want you to have it.
We used to get in arguments with your
Give me the
sister
fucking-
because she thought 8 was better.
Yeah.
I was like, you just think 8's better because it has good graphics. And you were real mad.
I can imagine Cody getting super upset about that.
No, I was. Tori didn't know what the fuck she was talking about.
In her defense, it had really good graphics.
Look, a
It did
musket.
have really good graphics. Like honestly, the opening cutscene to Final Fantasy 8 still holds up really well.
It does. That's,
Like it's still pretty impressive.
I remember being blown away by the graphics in that game.
that game is not as bad as like you always made it out to be, but it's not amazing.
That game is awful for a number of different reasons.
It did have some really
Like it has
like, a
some
lot of
redeeming
shortcomings.
qualities, but they just don't outweigh the negatives of the game.
Mostly the draw system.
Yeah, the draw system was garbage. The story was fucking stupid.
Soap opera.
It was a high school soap opera involving time compression. It's like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Now you go back and give that
But I remember,
musket
like,
to
I
the
kind of got
soldier.
spoiled on those graphics, and then when I played 7, I was like, why do they look like this? They're all like tiny, and they got no arms and fat hands,
Hey, you know what's a
and they just keep going inside each other for some reason.
you know what's
Got
a
no arms and fat hands.
you know what's a great fucking Final Fantasy game?
Nine.
Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah. 9
Graphics
was great.
were good. The story was good. The gameplay was awesome.
That was good.
That's like my favorite Final Fantasy game. It's like my second favorite game of all time.
Yeah, I feel like Final Fantasy 9 is really underappreciated. Yeah, I think it was much more deserving of praise than it got.
Cause like it followed up like what is considered probably the best Final Fantasy 7, and then what is considered one of the worst ones, 8. But I mean, 8 wasn't the worst ever. I can think of 1 or 2 worse than it. But
I remember really enjoying 12, but I can't remember why. Because I look at it now, I was like, this game is not very good.
Yeah, I really liked 12 at the time, but it was always kind of a love-hate thing. Like at first I didn't like it, and then like I played further into it, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is pretty good. And I played basically all you could do in it, and then just went back later, years down the road, and was just like, this game's garbage.
Yeah, no, that's what I did. Like, I was like, man, I remember I played the shit out of this game. Like, I beat the game. I don't know if I got all the summon things or not.
I didn't get all of them. There were like 2 or 3 in particular that like I just could not for the life of me beat. They were just too hard.
Yeah. I think I did all the hunting quests. But anyway, I played the shit out of the game, and then I went back. It's actually like within the last year or so, or maybe a little bit longer than that, and tried to play it again, and I was like, this is awful. Why did I ever enjoy this? Mostly because it was actually the PlayStation 2 version. Like, it was my original copy.
Yeah.
And, dude, it's so ugly.
It's horrendous looking.
It's kind of.
I didn't understand until y'all showed me again. Like, look at the original Final Fantasy 12.
Like,
it was like, oh dear
It
lord.
makes you want to vomit.
You gotta shrink back down. There you go.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out a good place to do it. Okay.
Wherever feels best, man. It's the best place to do it.
So, any news on Final Fantasy VII's remake?
It's still a ways out. Last I heard, it's still episodic, and the first episode will end after the
After
Genova
you-
fight at Costa del Sol.
Oh, I figured it.
That is a long episode.
That is a long. I
It
figured
is.
I figured,
It's most of the first disc.
I was gonna say, I figured they'd probably end it after you leave Midgar first time.
That's
That seems like a very
long
good-
episode.
Yeah, like that was definitely a good thing to hear, because that was my main
I was just
concern
about to
with
say,
the
I
idea
could
of
not get on
episodes.
board with the episodic thing.
I was like, man, they're gonna do like fucking like 14 episodes, and they're each gonna cost like $10, and I'm gonna end up just going broke trying to just play the remake.
Like you're
If it
even.
had been 3 episodes and it was the 3 discs, that would have been cool.
yeah,
Which I mean, there's probably only be like what, 5 episodes if you're going by that distance.
But I don't know how that's gonna like fit in with like extra stuff.
yeah, that's the thing, is that I'm sure that it's gonna end up being more episodes than it was discs, because besides all the extra content that there was already there to do, they're planning on doing a lot of stuff that they didn't have like the opportunity to fit into the original 7. Like
the
there's
cave?
gonna be a lot more stuff about Zack in the remake, and
Cave.
maybe we'll finally get that dungeon.
I hope they put the entrance and you can't get to it.
Yeah.
like just.
I kind of want them to just leave it as it is, just as a
I'm gonna.
funny little like, haha.
What the
Still
shit?
can't see what was in there.
I was on the fucking.
Has anybody ever looked at the code of the game and tried to see if they did anything in it?
They didn't. I think that there was one map file that was attributed to it, but like that was it, and there wasn't anything on it. Like it was a completely undone dungeon. They had planned to do something there, and then just didn't have the time or money to really put forth to it. So they just had the world entrance left there.
You know.
That was such an interesting like tidbit, like to learn about Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I actually saw a video the other day talking about things you might not have known about Final Fantasy VII, and there was another thing kind of like that in the City of the Ancients. On one of the maps, there's what looks like a cave up in the top left, and looking at the like code files and stuff of like what is designated as like movable terrain, and like what cloud would appear underneath to signify that you're like entering and stuff like that. There was supposed to be something where that cave is, and they just didn't have any time for it, so they just didn't put anything there. But you could still see where the cave is, and like kind of tell where you were supposed to be able to get in from.
Huh. Well, this has been a fun. Whoops. It's been a fun Final Fantasy episode of
Yeah,
Psychonauts.
I picked the perfect place to end this. Now when we come back,
Did you do anything?
I
you
did.
accomplish anything?
Yeah, he got the musket, got the soldier, the drawbridge came up and blocked, and now he made it to the thing he has to remove.
Cool. I wasn't watching it all.
I don't.
I'll watch it
that's
next time.
fine. I was
Alright,
learning things.
And hopefully you will too. Bye, guys.